All right, YouTube fam, back again. Watchlist Wednesday, everybody's favorite day of the week, right, Brad?
Yeah.
Oh man. Christian here. You can call me Fat Man Zoom. I got Brad here from Own the Chaos, where he talks stock trading. So he's gonna bring his top three stocks that he's watching for the week into next week. So Brad, what you got?
Yeah, so the first one I got is Southwest, and this is kind of one that we're looking at really just as a if then kind of play. So we're in the midst of a lot of volatility due to the stimulus check or stimulus plan going through or going through. As of this recording last night, the president said that talks are done, but then it goes on to say that stimulus could come through for the airlines and for a $1,200 stimulus check. So there's just so much going on. So if the airlines do get some sort of stimulus from whatever happens in the next 3 weeks, then Southwest, a lot of the other airlines are going to go through the roof. And really, you can kind of take your pick, so to speak. We like Southwest because of just the quality company that it is. They're burning through less cash. They have a greater break-even workload, break-even, workload factor. So all that sets them up for the best possible outcome out of all the airlines. So that's why I like Southwest. So go into it with an understanding that there is inherent risk, and that if there is no stimulus and that layoffs start to happen, that the stock could come down. But if stimulus goes through, could be a really nice play for you.
Yeah, it's interesting as we speak. All the airlines are up, and we had JetBlue on a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Um, Delta Airlines we like, but their exposure to international is questionable. So Southwest, while not as volatile, you're not going to get the as low as swings. Like you're not going to get low as low or high as high. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, management wise. I also think that we mentioned this in the watch list, and you put out a daily watch list. But one of the things we mentioned was one of the focal points of the stimulus is airlines. So
Mhm.
no matter what, it looks like the no matter how you feel about it, the airlines are going to get taken care of.
Yeah.
So I think there's higher upside for this stock here. So that's a good one. What's your number two?
Number two is going to be Facebook, and this is one that I just noticed how beaten down it's gotten. We saw news come out as far as Congress saying that these companies between Facebook, Google, we're going to talk about Google in a second, Apple, all these other ones are now considered monopolies, which I think is ridiculous. And there's a lot of antitrust, allegations coming out. We saw that they talked to Congress for like 10 hours last month or the month before, sometime over the summer, and it's just been an ongoing thing. This doesn't change the fundamental value of this company. It's just gotten beaten down so much. And I think some of this, probably not all, will blow over at some point. But I think that with Facebook sitting here in the 250s is just a joke. I really kind of called Facebook going to like 350 by the end of the year, but with all of the political issues that are going on with Facebook and some of the stuff that Congress is dealing with as far as they're concerned, it's just gotten beaten down over emotion. I think these are just emotional reactions, and I'm looking at Facebook and seeing like this is just ridiculous, especially on day like today, where everything else seems to be up. And Facebook's one of those ones that are down. I think it's definitely one to kind of look after. We always talk about not chasing things that are green, but actually going to stuff that are just been beaten down but are still good quality companies. And Facebook falls into that category. I think it's definitely a clear buy at these levels.
We've been out of Facebook, and we've been recommending to our crew to just be careful with it and just
Yep.
sit on the sidelines. I and it does feel like we're getting to that point around that 250 mark where it is ridiculous, and it's now time to reconsider.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing that Snapchat mentioned, which we've been bullish on Snapchat on Pinterest, Snapchat, the CFO mentioned recently that they're seeing digital ad revenues come back in.
Mm-hmm.
I would suspect that that pertains to the entire industry. So that also is a nice little catalyst that we should see from Facebook as we approach earnings. So I like that call. And then before we get into your last one, I want to tell everybody about your daily watch list. So Own the Chaos, where you go live every week, you go live Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays. But the people that are members of the crew, tell us about what they get and about your watch list.
Yeah, so if you want to be a part of the chaos crew that we call it over at Own the Chaos, You just hit the join button for $4.99 a month. You get a watch list from us every single day. It's a list of 5 stocks that could have potential moves throughout in them throughout the day, or could also be decent swing trades or whatever. This little top 3 stocks that you're getting, you get every single day at the Chaos Crew. Also, private live streams, answer your questions and all that good stuff, and access to my public portfolio as well. So if you want to be a part of that, come on over to Own the Chaos. Again, the risk is definitely small on your side of things, so not too much to lose there. So come check it out. It's a great community to be part of.
So then the last stock, what do you got?
Last stock is going to be Google, and Google has earnings, or Alphabet, I should say. Ticker symbol is GOOG. Has earnings next week, and kind of to the same vein, in the same vein we've talked about as far as increase in the digital space from a small business standpoint. We've talked about Facebook and Snap just now. Google has just not moved, and I can't figure out why. There hasn't been any real fundamental reasons other than some of the other political BS that we've been talking about as to why it's been sitting here. We've been calling $1,500 on this stock, especially after their recent pixel events and everything else. I think these earnings crush, and there wasn't really a positive reaction to earnings last time around, but I think this time around is going to be a huge story, a different story. And I think $1,500 a share is very much on the horizon, and anything below that is a steal, in my opinion.
People are sleeping on Alphabet, and
they really are.
And they're getting a lot of heat. I know Jim Cramer said that their earning presentation was very poor and how they delivered it. Expect them to address that, and so that's going to be exciting. They were actually teetering with that. They were toying with that 1,500 mark right before the stimulus crash, the stimulus tweet. So that 1,500 is a key resistance that we're looking at, and to me, it's going to be a thing of the past sooner than later. So thanks for the 3 stocks. For those of you watching, like and subscribe. Check us out every Wednesday where we go over the top 3 stocks. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.